This is the place where sports opinions collide. Dead in 365. You are now tuned in with your guy, Shelton J. Just want to let y'all know, man, we apologize for the late notice, but there will be no show tonight. No Dead in Sports show tonight. Had a few things to take care of at the studio and working on getting you more content on some other stuff that we're working on. So just be looking out. We got a bunch of things we're working on in the future. So just tune in and have somebody else come on with you. And we appreciate all the love and support. I just want to touch real quickly on the Micah Parsons comments. If you have not heard them, he was talking with Von Miller on a podcast, and he was basically saying that it's not Jalen Hurts for MVP. It's the Philadelphia Eagles system that's putting up these points and doing all the things. It's more system driven than it is Jalen Hurts driven. And when I heard these comments, I heard them, and a person like me normally gets fired up over comments like that because I am a Jalen Hurts fan, as we all know. But I took on the notion that, man, I hope these guys ain't paying it no attention. I was really afraid that because they don't need bulletin board material. These guys are locked in and loaded. I don't know if you've been watching them. They're locked in and loaded. And when they showed Jalen and they asked him for his response to the comments, first off, Von Miller was kind of putting that down like, nah, that ain't right. But he didn't say it in so many words, but that's kind of what he was trying to say. But when they asked Jalen Hurts about it, Jalen Hurts pointedly responded, I'm worried about the Chicago Bears. That's my next opponent, and that's where my focus lies right now. They asked his teammates, all of them in sync said the same thing. I'm worried about the Chicago Bears. That's all I'm thinking about. Anybody thinking about Micah Parsons? He don't play for Chicago. So we ain't worried about what Micah Parsons thinks. Greatest thing, greatest answer you could have ever given. I was so excited. And I said, that's my guy, and that's why he is, because he's laser focused on the goal at hand. Now, is he going to win the Super Bowl? I'm not going that far, and I'm not saying all that. But the next game is where his focus lies. And that's all you can ask for your star player. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're taking that, and they're moving it from there. And that's all, like I said, that's all you can really ask is that they be focused on the next game and focused on the next opponent. Now, Micah Parsons may have been just trying to give some, clickbait, trying to push their buttons a little bit, maybe even get himself amped up. But it didn't seem like it worked too much. And it also kind of put a target on his back for when they do play. So if I was his teammates, I wouldn't be too happy that he said anything. You ain't got no business talking about the Eagles right now. You need to be focused on the Cowboys and what's going on there. And that's what I would have told him as a teammate. But in all honesty, when I watched that clip, and I think, because a lot of people have been asking me about that. Everybody been saying, like, how do you feel about that, And I really want to know from you guys, when did it become a bad thing to be successful because of your system? It still takes the player to make these plays. And it would be one thing if the system, and I said on the show the other day, but it's one thing if the system is one-sided. If it's running game and we're going to run it, but we're known as a running team, this is how we're going to beat your brains in, that's the system. If it's the passing game, it's how Patrick Mahomes plays in a system. It's his system. Yeah, he freelances at times, but the system that they play in is designed for him to be successful. And that's the system that they use, and that's the same system that they've always used. There's nothing wrong with that. Tom Brady played in the system. All the greats. And once again, Patrick Mahomes, to me, is the greatest of all time. So him being in the system is not a negative thing. It's just what it is. He played in a system. And that's what it does. That's how it looks. And in saying that, there's nothing wrong with having a system be successful, but you need the person behind it to do the work. If he doesn't study these films, if he doesn't get out there and execute in practice and do the things that to where he can get out there on the field and execute these plays the way he does, because they pass the ball, they run the ball. He's doing everything that people said he couldn't do at this point. So in saying that, yeah, it's a system quarterback, but the system works. So you can't say anything about that. And lightning is caught in the bottle when everything works in unison. But you still need a leader. You still need the engine that pushes that train, and that's Jalen Hurts. So in saying that, what people would take as an insult, I wouldn't take as an insult, and I don't think he does either. So we'll see what happens on Christmas Eve. But before that, we'll see what happens Sunday with Chicago, because that's not going to be a cakewalk. I don't care what nobody says. It's not going to be a cakewalk. Neither is the Dallas Cowboys game against the Jaguars. Watch that one. That's the one we need to be watching. Circle that one. And in saying that, we're going to move on. Tonight, oh, by the way, tonight, I hate that we're going to miss it, but the Seahawks will be playing the 49ers, and I think the Seahawks are going to take their game in an upset. But we'll see what happens, and let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below. We appreciate all y'all, man, for your support, man. Please do us a favor. Invite somebody to come watch the show with you. You know, help us to grow this thing to where we need to be. We appreciate you all. Appreciate it, man. I'm out. Peace.